stay tuned to the very end of this video to learn how you can win this driver set.
What is going on, everybody? RC Propaganda here, coming back at you with a new video today. Today's video, I am going to go over all of the tools that I use. I'm going to go over beginner tools and move up to maybe some things as you move into the hobby and get more advanced you might want to pick up and use in your collection of tools. All right, so first here you'll see I got this tool roll deal. So this rolls up like this. I believe I picked this one up on Amazon. So this is kind of my new setup as of now. So all my tools are right in here. One thing, put it in my bag, and I have everything good to go. There's definitely a lot of different storage options. I was using just these bags right here. You can pick these up at Walmart, and you know, you can put different things in them. And this one here, I just keep some spares. You know, I have like a bash one, I have a crawling one, and then I carry some extra tools in one. You can carry extra parts. You can put your Allens in here if you wanted or whatever. So there's definitely different options on how you want to store your tools. I know everyone's going to have their own kind of setup and what they like to use. This is just what I've kind of evolved to and what I like to use right now. Like, I did just start using this tool roll, but before that I was using a fanny pack all the time, and then I kind of realized, well, I'm not really ever putting the fanny pack on, I'm just putting tools in it. So why am I doing that? This I can just throw in my backpack, and it just, you know, everything's all right there. I put all my spares and stuff in a separate one of these pouches, and I'm good to go. That's usually what I have on me when I travel out of the house. So I'm gonna open it up and just kind of show you some of the tools that I have in there. Most of the stuff is just all your standard kind of setup deals. We'll start all the way over here. I have my Protec Drivers. I got these for free. If you spent so much money, A-Main was doing a deal and they hooked it up. I got these for free. I really have come to like them. I was a little worried at first how they were gonna be with these holes. I was using Vanquish ones before these, and the tips kept breaking off, and I was very dissatisfied. I got these for free, so I was willing to give them a try. I got the 1.5 all the way up to 3 millimeter. In those, it's 4 total. Very good, high quality. I would recommend them. Now, if I wasn't gonna, if I had to spend my own money and go back, what I was doing is picking up MIPI. I'm sure a lot of you have seen these. These are, in my opinion, these are probably the best. I really do enjoy these handles. They do work really good. I forget what they call this stuff, but I used to use it in machine shop back in the day. And it feels really good in the hand. The tips are really strong. I've never broken a MIPI tip. They've held up strong. This particular one is kind of like the ball style, which is something you might want to pick up. Now, both of the MIPs I have in that ball style, because I had gotten this set, and I believe I picked these up later, or I might have got this one or something, I'm not sure. But if you look, if you're not a beginner, you will know exactly what I'm kind of talking about here. But you got a regular end, and then this one is like rounded, so you can kind of get in on an angle. And being able to get in on the angle really comes in handy. If I had the extra money, if I could have a whole set with these as well, I would. I only have these two, and that gets me by. But that is something I would recommend you pick up as well. At least 2 of them, like a 2 millimeter and maybe a 1.5. They'll save you a lot of time. Now, this comes in handy for crawling. I'm not sure what other rigs you could use it on, but I'm sure you could. It's just a regular socket on one of these handles for your wheel nuts. It just comes in handy. You just boom, boom. You can take them off. You get a good grip. And if they're tighter, you know, you got just a little bit more control, as opposed to one of those free ones that Traxxas gives you like this. I'm sure you're all familiar with that. This is actually what I call my tried and true. I always keep a bunch of these. I have so many. I keep them around because they do come in handy. I can use this end, you can use this end. So it is a little, you know, nice to have with you. But this is definitely better to get your nuts off than that. This I've had since I was into nitro. I believe I used to use this for glow plugs so you could reach in the cooling head, and I saved it. It's from Dynamite. This thing is, I mean, this is probably over 10 years old that I've had this, which comes in handy because it works on the LMT. It gets right in those deep dish wheels, and now I put it back in my toolkit and I keep that with me at all times. Now, other things I like to have on the trail, Lexan scissors. These are just great for at home or bring them on the trail. You never know when you have to do some trimming. So I like to keep those with me, and they're a little beat up. They're just cheap Harbor Freight needle nose. I need to get a new pair. Look at, I bent them and stuff, but those always come in handy. And I do have a full set of pliers. You never know what you need to hold on to. And one other little thing, I like to carry a paintbrush. You never know, clean something off to get a better look. That is basically what I would consider trail tools. All right, so that is all the tools I would consider trail tools. Now, when you come home and you're at the workbench, that's probably where you're gonna do some of your bigger repairs. Now, you're gonna use all this same stuff. Me, that's why I like to keep these in this tool roll, because I don't really have a set of tools I use when I'm out in the field, and just at home, I kind of use them all over the place. I'm sure a lot of people are in that same situation. Out of my tool roll, I do keep them in there, but really you don't need them too often on the trail unless you're having problems with your shocks. But if you're doing a lot of kits and you know, say you're moving out of the RTR realm and you're starting to, you know, experiment, rebuild shocks and do a lot more, having a good set of shock pliers really helps. You just grab the shaft and you can, you know, tighten things up, and they just come in handy to have. These are some Lowe's racing ones I picked up a while back. That's not something you necessarily need on the trail, but I have the room, and I always like to keep plenty of stuff because you never know, and sometimes a simple repair if you don't have the tool, and you know, it could ruin a day. So I like to just kind of have it as extra. But in my tool bag, that would kind of be the only thing extra. I do have these in there just to store them, but usually I don't bring any kind of power tools with me on the trail. Now, if you're going to be doing a lot of repairs, I suggest a drill of some kind. Now, you can pick up different combos. This is Makita. This is just a 12 volt. It's all you need. You don't need a lot of power, and you do kind of want to make sure you have a clutch system. This one only goes down to 4, which sometimes is still too much. If you could get one that goes down to 2, you'd be in better shape. I do use it a lot, and I want to get an electric screwdriver. That is next on my list. Just something that's a little bit more smaller and lighter. If you're working on bashers or something that has heavy duty plastics or just metal on metal, you don't have to worry about the speed heating the plastic up as much and stuff. But anytime you use power tools, you're definitely going to want to be careful. But if you're going down the power tool route, you're going to need some tips. I'm not sure who makes these. These might be MIPI, but I have 1.5 up to 2.5 in those. And, you know, I like to use this if I'm just ripping something apart, and especially if it's something you really know how to put back together. It can cut down your time tremendously. So that comes in great. But you can get, I mean, anything cheap. I mean, as long as it's power, you're saving your hands, because, you know, sometimes you do get a little tired if you're doing a lot of work. I've had this thing for years. It is pretty decent light. It's not too bad, so I enjoy it, and someday when I get the money, I'm gonna upgrade to the DeWalt. Other type of ratchet tools you might wanna use is this thing I've had. I don't know, I got it from my dad many, many years ago. It's like a little snap-on ratchet, so, you know, you can put different tips in the end here. You can see these, you know, all those box stores usually have some sort of cheap kind of setup you can pick up, but it's nice. You can throw different things in there, like if you really needed something long, you know, like your standard tips, they'll fit in there. So then you can, you know, ratchet, save a little time if you can't use a power tool, if you're worried about stripping anything out, stuff like that. So I like to have that around as well. Body reamer, if you're doing, you know, a lot of builds and you're moving out of the RTR realm, or you're gonna, you know, do your first body attempt, Lexan scissors and a good body reamer will get you very far. So I suggest picking one of these up. And one thing to consider when you're picking up all these tools, if you do spend a little bit of extra money on the higher end tools, it's like a one and done thing. You buy the good tools and they will last you, and you won't have to keep buying them and spending more. It's like you can build your collection if you look at it that way. If you look at it as an investment, if you're going to stay in the hobby, you're going to want to, have nice tools, because you know what it's like. You're going to be breaking things. So keep that in mind. You don't have to go all out. I've pieced all of this stuff together over time. I had some stuff like I, told you, and certain things you can go cheap on depending upon what you're doing. Now, something I went cheap on, which I recommend everyone having, especially if you're doing kits and stuff, will come in handy. It's just a cheap set of calipers. Now, these aren't very accurate, but like if you got a weird reading on something like 5.3, most likely things are standard sized. You're not gonna have like something that's 5.3 millimeters long. You're gonna be like, decimal points off, but something like this will give you the gist of what you're doing. It's not, machinist accurate. It's not a micrometer. These are just cheap digital calipers. I like these ones because you can go from millimeters to inches. I've been trying to learn my, metric system a little bit better. Obviously, I'm in America, so, we're special. We got our own thing going on here. But I've been trying to work in millimeters and learn my conversions and stuff. I think I got these on Amazon for like probably under $20, and I use them all the time just to check bolts or distances, make sure my preload collars are all at the same length. They do come in handy, and you don't have to spend a lot. They're not like, say, your drivers where you're gonna abuse them and want some strength in them. So that's some place I cheaped out and just picked up a cheap pair. But they come in handy, and I definitely suggest picking up a set. Earlier I said paint brushes. I like these heavy-duty Fisker scissors right here. These also come in handy to cut zip ties and stuff like that, and they're pretty pointy. You can get into certain areas. So I kind of, keep those around. Now this is one of my old tool bags, and like I got some stock tools in here. This is like a Proline T-handle for my MT for the 17 millimeter lug nuts. I got this random T-handle here. It's got 12, 9, 10. It's not something I really use, so I just kind of keep it in there. But I got all of those little stock Allen keys. Like this one comes in handy sometimes because of this, so I just keep it around. Little pickups, tweezers. I got these little things here. Just, anytime I see something kind of little and cheap like that, I keep it around. These are for your tie rods if you're just in camber or anything like that. That's not something I really do often. I did have to do it on my drag car, but that was about it. Crawling, don't really use it. And again, like I said, I use these little pouches. I just have spare parts in here I like to keep in there. One extra thing I do like to have is just some canned air in case you need to blow something off and clean it. I don't have a compressor where I live, so I kind of rely on canned air. It's a great way to clean your trucks before you bring them inside if you don't have like a good area to clean them off outside or anything like that. So I use that quite often. All right, so that's pretty much it, like the layout of all my tools. What I would like to show are some things if you are going to stay in the hobby and move up. My biggest suggestion, and this will really, doesn't seem like it, but once you get one, the freedom of not worrying about connectors anymore really makes you happy. So I picked up this nice soldering station. Now you do not have to spend the money and get a really nice one. You can get one of those cheap ones if you only have to do a truck or two. But like I was saying earlier, if you invest once, like I'll probably have this thing for many, many years to come. I think it was over 100, but less than 200, maybe like $120, somewhere in that range. And it just enabled me to do so much, and I was so happy being able to change to the connector I wanted. And now anytime I order a new truck, it's got a connector issue or anything, I just keep my preferred connector, XT90s, in stock with me, and then I just, boom, solder up a new connector and I'm good to go. Motor situations, just, it's a really nice tool to have because you don't realize how much you'll use it until you have it, because then you can just put motors in this, you can cut wires down and tuck, and it's just one of those kind of tools that comes in handy. And I know a lot of people are kind of afraid, but I had never soldered. I got one, watched some videos, figured it out, and now, I wouldn't say I'm a pro, but I haven't had any issues with my connections. So I'd say I accomplished something. Another nice thing to have in RC is like a heat gun. Again, this is just a cheap one from Harbor Freight. I've had it for a long time though. It's been lasting, and I didn't, break the bank, so if it broke now, I have many years of use out of it anyway. But I like to use that along with the soldering iron for your shrink tubing. If you want to melt some Lexan and make some, realistic looking damage. It's just another little tool that maybe gets overlooked, but obviously what I was just really trying to drive home is get a soldering station if you can.
So here it is how to enter the giveaway. Just comment down below, I want to win, to enter the giveaway. By next Friday, we're gonna go live and choose a winner. So stay tuned.
Well, all right, guys, that is going to wrap it up for this video. I hope you took something away from it. I appreciate you guys all watching. If you got any questions, make sure you leave them down in the comments below. Make sure you leave me a like on the video, guys. I'd really appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video.